Once, there was a teenager named Maya who stood at the edge of her school playground, staring at the smoggy skyline of her city. A single tear rolled down her cheek as she whispered to herself, "This is not the world I want to inherit." But instead of despair, something ignited within her, a fierce determination to change the future. Maya noticed how her friends were glued to their phones, scrolling past posts about climate change like they were just another meme. She felt a pang of frustration, but also a spark of creativity. She decided to turn that frustration into action. Her first obstacle? Apathy. Maya took to social media, launching a campaign called Half Future in Our Hands. She created vibrant graphics of the planet drowning in plastic, juxtaposed with images of children playing in a clean, green world. Her posts were eye-catching, bright colors, compelling facts, and a call to action. She infused passion into every word, every image. But then came the trolls. "You're just a kid. What do you know?" they commented, trying to drown her voice in negativity. Maya felt the sting of criticism, but instead of backing down, she used it as fuel. She hosted a local art contest, inviting her classmates to express their visions of a sustainable future through their art. They painted murals of hope, transforming the schoolyard into a canvas of dreams. As the murals blossomed, so did her movement. She organized a green day at school, where students could learn about recycling and sustainable practices. Maya stood in front of her peers, heart racing, as she passionately spoke about the importance of protecting their home. To her surprise, students began to listen, their eyes lighting up with curiosity. One day, as Maya walked through the park, she noticed heaps of litter strewn across the ground. It struck her. This was not just about her school, but her entire community. She rallied her friends and formed a cleanup crew, armed with gloves and trash bags. They turned a mundane Saturday into a vibrant day of action, laughing and sharing stories as they transformed the park from a wasteland into a green oasis. But the more they cleaned, the more she realized the problem was larger than just trash. It was systemic. Maya began to research, diving deep into environmental policies, learning about local government decisions affecting their community. She discovered that a nearby factory was dumping waste into the river, poisoning the area. Her heart raced. This was the real fight. Maya decided to take it to the next level. She organized a town hall meeting, preparing her speech meticulously. She crafted a visual presentation showcasing the factory's impact on the local wildlife and community health. On the night of the meeting, she stood before her town, shaking with nervous energy. But as she spoke, her voice grew stronger, fueled by the stories of her friends and their hopes for the future. "We deserve clean air, clean water, and a healthy planet," she declared, her eyes scanning the crowd, connecting with faces of both supporters and skeptics. To her astonishment, her passion was contagious. People began to nod, murmurs of agreement rippling through the audience. She faced resistance, of course. Some adults were set in their ways, dismissing her as just a passionate kid. But Maya didn't give up. She reached out to local environmental groups, learning from seasoned activists about negotiation and persistence. They helped her draft letters to the factory, demanding accountability. Weeks turned into months, and slowly she built a coalition. Together, they petitioned for change, gathering signatures and sharing their story with local news outlets. Maya's determination was infectious. Her peers rallied behind her, turning a small movement into a community-wide campaign. And then, one fateful day, they received the news. The factory agreed to meet with them. Maya felt a surge of hope. They presented their case, armed with facts and heartfelt testimonials. It was a tense meeting, but Maya stood firm, representing her generation's desire for a sustainable future. The factory agreed to implement better waste management practices and even fund local environmental projects. It was a monumental victory, but Maya knew this was just the beginning. As she stood in front of her school again, now adorned with murals and blossoming gardens, she realized the power of her voice and the strength of her community. She had transformed not just her surroundings, but the hearts and minds of those around her. Maya understood that change starts small, but with resilience and creativity, it can grow into something monumental. With every victory, she encouraged her friends to find their passions, whether in art, writing, or activism. "Let's keep pushing for change," she urged, her voice echoing in the hearts of her peers. Maya's story didn't just end with a cleanup or a victory against the factory. She inspired a generation to take action, not just for the planet, but for their own futures. And as they marched together for environmental justice, they learned that they could be the change they wished to see. So what's your passion? How can you make a difference in your own community? Remember, every small action counts. Whether it's organizing a cleanup, starting a conversation, or simply sharing your voice, you have the power to inspire change. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Take that first step, just like Maya. Together, we can create a world where our dreams for a sustainable future become a reality. Maya's journey didn't stop there. With the success of their campaign against the factory, her small group of friends grew into a larger collective known as the Green Guardians. They began to tackle other issues in their community, such as promoting local farmers' markets to reduce carbon footprints and encouraging the school to implement more eco-friendly practices like composting and using less plastic. Their efforts caught the attention of local media, and soon they were hosting workshops and community forums, sharing knowledge and empowering others to join their cause. People of all ages became involved, from children to seniors, and Maya found herself leading discussions that sparked hope and enthusiasm. Many community members began sharing their own ideas and initiatives. One elderly woman, who had lived in the neighborhood for decades, proposed a community garden that would provide fresh vegetables for those in need and serve as a gathering place for families. Excited by the idea, Maya and the Green Guardians quickly organized a planting day. They acquired seeds, tools, and soil, and before long, the once barren lot became a thriving garden filled with vibrant produce. The garden became a symbol of unity and resilience, a testament to what they could achieve when they worked together. Children learned about gardening, nutrition, and the importance of local ecosystems, while adults shared their stories and wisdom. Maya often found herself marveling at how far they had come from that initial tear shed at the playground. Through their ongoing efforts, they also brought attention to social issues intertwined with environmental concerns. They began to advocate for equitable access to clean resources, realizing that many in their community were disproportionately affected by pollution and lack of resources. With her friends, Maya organized informational sessions that highlighted the challenges faced by marginalized groups and sought to create solutions that were inclusive and fair. Maya's experiences ignited a passion for environmental justice within her. Inspired by the stories she heard from community members, she delved deeper into the intersectionality of climate change and social equity. She even started a blog where she shared insights from her research and stories of resilience from within her community. The blog resonated with others, and soon it was gaining a following beyond her town. Maya was invited to speak at local schools and events, sharing her journey and the importance of youth activism. She found herself standing before large audiences, her heart racing, but her voice steady, carrying the message that every individual has the power to make a difference. As the seasons changed, so did their initiatives. They organized seasonal festivals, celebrating Earth Day, harvest festivals, and winter solstice events, all aimed at fostering community spirit and environmental awareness. Each event featured local artists, musicians, and speakers, making it a joyous occasion for everyone involved. Maya often reflected on the journey, from that initial moment of despair to a vibrant community of changemakers. She realized that the spark of determination she felt that day had not only changed her own life, but had created ripples of hope throughout her community. Years later, as she prepared to graduate high school, Maya looked back at the murals, the garden, and the friendships forged through their collective efforts. She felt an overwhelming sense of pride. They had not only transformed their environment, but had fostered a sense of belonging and purpose within their community. As she pondered her next steps, Maya applied to colleges with a focus on environmental science and social justice. She envisioned a future where she could continue her work on a larger scale, advocating for policies that protect both the planet and its people. Maya's story became an inspiration for others far and wide, a testament to the power of youth and the importance of community involvement in addressing global issues. Her journey reminded everyone that change is possible, and it often begins with a single voice, a single step forward. As she stood before her graduating class, she shared her story, urging her peers to find their passions and take action. "We are the stewards of our planet and our communities," she declared, her voice resonating with conviction. "Let's carry this torch and keep pushing for change." Maya knew that while her chapter was closing, the story of environmental activism was just beginning. With each new generation, there would be fresh ideas, renewed energy, and a commitment to building a sustainable future. And as she stepped off the stage, she felt ready to embrace whatever came next, knowing that together they could create a world where dreams of a healthy planet and thriving communities could become reality.